If you suffer from depression, you want to listen up, because I am noticing, I've talked about this before, but I'm really noticing it more and more this year. A common theme with people who call me and they're looking for answers for depression has been not being aligned with their true purpose, not following their heart. So they are waking up every morning doing a job that they are not happy. However, they're very successful. Okay, these are really successful people, and they, of course, they're doing the work so they can make the money and support their family, which is understandable. However, they're not doing what makes them happy. So since they're not following their heart, and they're in the field for the money, or they're living through someone else's lens, then they're not happy. They lost their spark. And I've heard this many times. Okay, I'm successful, however, I'm not happy, and I feel broken internally, and I just want to be happy. So first thing you need to know is that you were born to be happy. You are not meant to suffer. But because you were born maybe in a dysfunctional family, or these certain family conditions and ancestral trauma that's been carried on from one generation to another, you shut your heart down, you blocked it, you put walls around it, you develop these beliefs subconsciously, and you have been living every single day, growing up, day by day, month by month, year by year, suffering and not being happy. And your internal GPS, your internal guidance, which is your intuition, has been turned off, broken, shut down at some point, most likely when you were a kid, okay, for one reason or another. Actually, when I look at depressions and most cases, most issues, it always goes down to the root, which I don't feel enough, I don't feel worthy. So it's always self-worth, not loved, not good enough. And another thing that's very common is that love needs to be earned, and that a lot of people had to work hard to be loved, accepted, noticed, seen, heard, appreciated by their parents. Okay, so they formed this belief when they were kids that love need to be earned, or else you're not going to receive love. And or actually, the super common with OCD and perfectionism is that you gotta be perfect, and you gotta do everything perfect. In women and certain cultures, you have to be a good girl, in order to be loved. So a lot of people are walking around with these beliefs that they formed when they were kids because of their parents' beliefs. Okay, so these beliefs have been passed on from one generation to another, and it's being passed on through DNA. The good news is that when you do the work, so when I did the work, okay, I mean, the work is never done, to be honest, but I started doing the shadow work. I did what is called epigenetics, okay? I reversed DNA beliefs that have been passed on to my generations, okay, my past ancestrals and my generation, ancestors, right, from one generation to another, that when I did the work, not only I helped heal myself, I healed past ancestral generations. There's actually information out there. I have to look it up exactly how many generations back. So if anyone knows, please leave a comment. If not, I gotta look it up. And so let's say 20 back, okay, and 20 forward. Don't quote me on the number, because I'm not 100% positive about this, but I've seen the information. So in other words, by me deciding to do the work, not only I've healed myself, but I've healed my future generation, which is my daughter. So I helped her because I'm teaching her new conditions, because I'm coming from a healed person, okay? And then if she decides to have kids, that's gonna be for her generation, or even if she doesn't have, but it's gonna affect all the kids and everybody that's going to come ahead of her, if that makes sense. So it's really healing affect collectively. Okay, when you do the healing, you're working on your energy. So you're not only affecting yourself, but you're affecting everybody you live with, everybody around you, and everybody you come in contact with. And like I said, you break ancestral trauma and you heal future generations. So back to clients, people that I'm seeing with depression, that they're not aligned with their highest purpose, they're not doing what they love. Okay, so it's how do we break this? Because I understand, there's bills, there's responsibilities. You don't just drop your work and it's like it just changes overnight. You need a plan, you need a strategy. I was talking about strategy. So when I set my intention in, feel like it was like around January of 2023, okay, so it was 2 years ago, I saw a vision. Okay, and my highest timeline, the way I saw it was me working remotely and traveling, learning about cultures, meeting new people, helping save the world, and just traveling while I'm doing it, and to be in the sunshine near water every single day. So whether it's Malta, whether it's Florida, doesn't matter, as long as I have daily sunshine, which I'm very grateful for, and being near water. Why? The reason why I set this intention is because I believe in grounding. Okay? And in order to balance the work I do, I have to do self-care as a priority, and I'm grounding every day. So I'm grounding as we're speaking. I ground when I do coaching calls. I ground when I'm doing energy work or healing. It keeps me balanced. And I could not possibly be doing this work anymore up north. It's just, when winter hits, for me, it was just not doable. So when I set the intention, guess what? Everything and anyone and anything that was not aligned had to be removed. So while I set the intention, I had a clear vision where I was going. While I was heading towards that, right? I had another job. I had a full-time job. I was a house manager and a full-time nanny. I absolutely loved it. I'm super grateful. So while I was going to school and building this business, I had that. Okay. So when it was the right time, everything was aligned. So how did that look like? Well, that job was not needed anymore because the girl I used to nanny, she got older. She didn't need my help. So that came to an end. And then my bills doubled, and it was very clear that I was no longer aligned to that place. Okay, I lived in PA 2 years, up until 2 years ago. I was in the area for a long time. So because I set my intention, all right, because I had clear vision, then the universe had to move mountains. Right? I am the creator of my life. I set the vision for my creation, and the universe was co-creating with me. Right? And that's how it works. You are the creator of your life, and the universe is co-creating with you. But you have to have a vision, right? You gotta see. You have to set your inner GPS, and you have to see where you're going. And this is another common thing that I've been seeing, okay, especially with empaths, is that people suffering from low self-worth, depression, anxiety, their inner GPS was broken at some point. It got lost. So part of the work when I do hypnotherapy and coaching is identifying when it got broken or turned off, and how to restore it and set it to the goal, to the destination. Because think about, like, you get into the car and not putting the GPS, not knowing where you're going, you just start driving. Okay, you just start driving and you're just going somewhere. Just driving, you have no idea where you're going. Running out of gas. Okay, getting lost. So it's the same thing that's happening internally. If you don't know where you're going, you need a clear vision. You do not need the details of how to get there. How, why, when. That's the universe's job. You need to know where you're going. Just like I set my intentions I said, I am going to be working, helping people while grounding, being in the sun, near water. I am living near water. So again, Malta, Florida, it doesn't matter. And that's what happened. So when my job came to an end, then I was able to leave the area, and I started to travel. Okay, I had many obstacles. It wasn't, there's always obstacles, always. And especially if you came here with big missions, all right? If you're doing God's work, big missions, you are gonna be, you are gonna have obstacles. And that's when perseverance comes in handy, all right? But that's another video. So the whole point about this is just, if you have depression or know someone who's suffering from depression, is one of the reason is because you are not following your heart. All right, and it sounds like so simple and so obvious when I tell people, okay, where are you right now? What is your biggest struggle? And they say, it's like I feel lost and broken and just like stuck in a loop, and I'm exhausted. And I'm like, all right, what would you like to achieve? What's your goal? Where do you see yourself without the issues? I say, happy. I just want to be happy. And it sounds simple, right? It sounds really like, why not? Like it should be that way, but yet not that easy, because it's about the subconscious and being stuck with all these limited beliefs, and they're stuck in the subconscious. So we gotta go through the subconscious and identify these programs first. Okay, and then by combining the subconscious work, which is through hypnosis, plus the coaching, which is the conscious, we bridge the subconscious with the conscious and get you to the other side of the rainbow. And then you'll be able to wake up happy. And the other thing is, that's funny because I'm laughing. I was sharing this with my client. I'm like, I get so like tired and bored sometimes, when I'm online dating. I go through phases. Sometimes I'm on, sometimes I just delete. Because a lot of people, ask, how you doing? And it's like, I was like, I'm always happy. Every day is happy day. There's no Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or the weekend. Like, it's happy day. So when you do the work, every day, to me, well, first of all, my work is not work. It's my identity. I love what I do. It's who I am. So every day I balance between self-care, helping others, having fun, learning, being near water, being in the sun, grounding. So every day it's just a mix. It's a balance of multiple things, okay? So there's no vacation. There's no work. It's just creation. This is the creation. And you can achieve that too, right? However, in order to get to this, to become the creator of your life, you gotta go through the dirty work, just like I did and a lot of people are doing. You gotta, how do they say? It's like the way out is going through, right? You gotta face your shadows. You gotta face your demons, whatever you want to call them. You gotta do the inner work, inner child work. These are all the same thing. There's no way around it. The more you resist it, the more you try, the more you escape it, run away from it, the louder it's gonna become. All right, and the more it's gonna be in your face, slapping you. So just be mindful with that. All right.